Boom! And we are live with another episode of the Brownwater Banter podcast. My name is Jared Seymour.
My name is Joey Cates.
That's right. And we got a great show for you tonight. You may notice the digs look a little bit different here. It's the first episode in the new studio, man.
The very first episode in the new studio at Miss Tina Hughes, Miss Trina Attic, and it is it's pretty sweet. It might look a little different, but it's still the same old stuff.
Still the same Brownwater shit. We're over here on Lemoyne Boulevard, like Joey said, in Trina's Attic, man. We were looking for a spot. She hooked us up. We got our merch out here for sale now.
It's a win-win.
It's like 14501, I think, Lemoyne Boulevard. Double fact check me on that, Joey.
I have no idea.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later. But tonight's episode, first, like we said, first one in the new studio, man. We got, I think, a name that you, if you're local here, if you've been in the community for a while, that you're going to remember, the Mississippi Seawolves, man. If you've been on social media, you have to have been seeing the chatter that's going on and the crowds that I've been seeing photos of in the Coliseum. We have Joe on the show tonight. He's going to be talking to us. Hopefully Joe and Joey, right. We don't get them confused.
No.
Maybe we do.
There's a Y in there.
Yeah, maybe we don't. But we're going to be talking all things Mississippi Seawolves, man. But before we jump into that, you people, you know the routine. If you've been a follower of the show, you know where we're headed right here out of the gate. Look at that. Look at all those beautiful faces here.
I just went and saw this guy.
Yeah.
I literally went and saw him 2 days ago.
That's right. This is Dr. Robbie Williams, man, at Southern Magnolia Smiles on Facebook and Instagram. If you're looking for a great local dentist, if you play hockey and you get your teeth punched in, you know, Dr.
We need that.
Yeah,
Sure.
Dr. Robbie Williams can build all kind of fancy stuff, or he can just clean your teeth if you got a nice pearly white smile already. So check him out. He's located in Ocean Springs, right over here on Washington Avenue. If you're a traditionalist and you want to call him on the landline, you can hit him up on 228-215-1202, or check him out on his website. That's www.southernmagnoliasmiles.com. If you tell him that Brownwater Banter sent you, you'll get a free toothbrush and some free toothpaste. So that's a super killer.
He actually is putting in mouthwash now.
Yeah,
so that's another incentive.
Yep. I think we just about ran that joke into the ground, so we're gonna have to come up with something new. So moving right along, we got Hill Tree Marketing, Jesse Hill and his team right here. You see all these beautiful faces on this graphic here. If you are a local business and you need a website, you need photography done, you need videography done, if you need to upgrade your digital game, you need to talk to Jesse and his team at Hill Tree Marketing. You can go over to hilltreemarketing.com, take a look at some of the other local businesses that he's built websites for. He's got it right there. You don't even have to take our word for it. You can see what he's done. And you can also go over to brownwaterbanter.com, which is our website, and see what he did, because he built our website. He's not only a sponsor, we're also a client. We appreciate everything Jesse does, man. Photography, videography, aerial cinematography. He's got a drone. He can film you commercials. He can pretty much do whatever it is you need done. So go check him out. And last but definitely not least, our buddy Vince over here at Saltwater Fabrication, man. We've been talking about all the T-tops that he can build, all the stuff that he can do marine-wise. I'm going to show you a picture of his weld right there on a T-top. This is one of the first ones he ever did. He can do design work.
Tables, he's doing anything. Tuna towers, he's doing all kinds of stuff. He can put your design in. Anything that you can think of, aluminum, steel.
He just built tables stainless. For Neon Moon, which is a
put
bar.
The logo in it. It's legit,
dude. It's a metal table. He built the frame, and it looks bad to the ass. So if there's any metal work you need done, don't think that, hey, I don't have a boat, I don't need him. Go check him out. He's on Facebook at Saltwater Fabrication, or just give him a call straight up, 228-229-8855.
And his merch just got here, so I don't know what day you were listening to this, but if you're looking for
boom, right there.
There's his merch.
That's his long sleeve shirt, and he's got some
hoodies and some good looking stuff.
Yep. All right, so like we said, we're talking all things hockey tonight, all things Mississippi Seawolves. And Joe, I told you before we went live, man, I don't know about Joey. I'm not going to speak for him, but I know absolutely shit about hockey. Only thing I know is I've been to a who's the NHL team in Nashville?
The Predators.
I've been to one of those games. A good buddy of ours, Brandon Sherman, got me some great tickets. We were super close, and all night long, I'm like, I can't even keep up with what the hell's going on, much less do I understand what's going on. Like the puck is boom, 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 but it's action-packed. It's super fast, dude. And we're glad to have this back on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, because if you grew up around here, what was it, 99, 90, 96.
Well,
Where am I at?
96 they came in. 99 they won the
Kelly Cup. I
Yeah,
remember that.
champs.
They aired it on WLOX, dude, and everybody was
Yeah.
like losing their mind.
Well, and then the very next year, I think it was December of 99 or January of 2000, they aired the All-Star game from the Coliseum live on ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was cool stuff going on back down here in the, late 90s, early 2000s. And we want to bring that energy back.
Dude, what a different time. What a different time that was, right? The late 90s, dude.
Yeah. You just get dropped off by your mom.
Yeah,
Here's
no
10 or
cell
20
phones,
bucks.
no-
Hang out at the hockey game all night. And then we'll pick you up about 11 o'clock and go home.
Yeah, no social media, just
Yeah.
living life,
Dude,
like the good old days, dude.
The pieces of shit and creeps of the world ruined that for the kids.
Absolutely.
Nowadays. Now they're like, well, we got to go with you.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
But that's cool too. We like that.
That's
yeah,
right.
bring the more to marry.
But guys, I want to say thank you. Thank you for getting me out.
Man.
It was meant to be, I guess, that we missed each other all those weeks, and I'm here now.
And
That's
the first show. How's it feel?
Yeah, in
Oh,
the
man,
new studio.
I did not know it was going to be the first show. I came in here. I'm just blown away by everything. I'm like, these custom glasses.
Oh,
wow.
Speaking of that, Joey, flash that right there at camera 1 over there. Dude, what Gulf Coast Design. He's been on the show. You can't really see it's out of focus. That's okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, show him the cups, though. Like you mentioned, he made us these cups for Christmas, man. I can't say enough good. It's
Mr.
out of focus.
Eric, he's the man.
He's the man. Go hit him up. Another great
Eric
local
Landrum.
business. Yeah, he made these killer bourbon glasses for us, and we couldn't be more happy.
I actually like the groove for your thumb
Yes.
and your finger.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
fancy,
like it's
dude.
a custom hockey
Dude,
stick.
it's fancy.
We hockey players, we work on our sticks a lot, like more than baseball players or golf guys. So, guys are down there sanding their grips down, messing with their blades. So I'm like, this
feels good in the hands.
Yeah, I'm
Feels
like,
good
this
in the
feels
hands.
like it's something
Well,
custom.
This isn't some low budget bullshit we're doing here. This is for real.
This was made for my hand.
We're a halfway decent podcast.
Yeah, this is for real. But no, so tell us like I said, I led out of the gate with I don't know shit about hockey, but I know a little bit about the Seawolves. So everybody that's from around here probably remembers the Kelly Cup, like you mentioned, and all that. How did it end? Then the gap, and then how did it get back started again?
Yeah.
Can we start there?
Yeah. So I've learned a lot about the Seawolves history since moving down here. Our staff, we have a lot of guys. Our guy Alex running social media, Josh who's doing in-house PA and doing some giveaways and stuff like that, who also did social media for years, like building up to this, and Jared who's doing sales and game ops.
Sounds like
they
a cool
were
guy.
all they were all huge fans,
right?
So they're working for us now because they want the Seawolves back, not because it was like, oh, they stumbled upon a job application. It was like they came on because they're Seawolves fans, and that's it.
Yes.
And they're like, we don't care how much we're getting paid or what's going on. They're like, we want the Seawolves back. And I think that's why we've been having so much success. But they taught me about everything. But they came in 96. The ownership group bailed on Matt McDonald and Bill Holmes at the league meetings. They didn't show up. They went golfing instead of showing up.
Awesome.
Some other guy stepped in and goes, I want the building. So about 7 days later, they had a deal done, and the Seawolves were on their way into the East Coast Hockey League. What was it, year 2 or year 3? They won the championship.
Yeah.
Huge game against the Richmond Renegades, who I played for later on. And I actually played for a guy that was playing in that game. He talked about it when we played together and coached with guys that were on that team. So I have ties to both sides of this. And yeah, it was real cool. Katrina kind of knocked everything down. The attendance was high. Right before Katrina, it dropped from like around 7,000 a game average to about 5,500. Switched ownership. Well, all of a sudden Katrina hit. When they came back from Katrina, they were barely averaging 3,000.
Okay.
And that wasn't enough to withstand the budget and the travel of the league, because right around that time, the league expanded nationwide. It was East Coast to West Coast. The furthest team was up in Alaska.
More cost.
Oh,
Yeah,
more
you're
cost.
flying
Yeah.
up
Going
there.
all over the place.
Yeah, so they weren't averaging 7,000 a game anymore, and now you had to fly to Alaska and stuff to play games.
Couldn't
Yeah.
afford it. Had to cut ties.
Yep. So they either moved ownership, I think, moved the franchise or folded it. Well, all of a sudden, months later, Mississippi Surge comes in. Different team, maybe a few of the same investors from before, but it's a new team and a new league with a new name and new colors. Well, fans were like,
Bullshit.
This ain't the Seawolves.
Yeah,
they
that's
don't
it.
want this.
And people were like,
Dude.
Katrina just wiped my house out with a storm surge, and now you want me to go root
yeah.
for the
About that.
surge?
I didn't think about that.
Way to go, Katrina, too.
One thing about people down here on the coast, though, once they fall in love with something and then you're going to bring something else in here, they're like, no,
we
no,
don't want
bullshit.
that.
This ain't the Seawolves, dude. The surge can go to hell, right? Like,
Right,
that's how we are.
And know what? I didn't really understand it. I'm a hockey guy, and I know, like, I grew up with the Blackhawks in Chicago. The Hawks folded and left town, and you brought in a different team years later. No one's buying their merch.
Yeah.
People aren't going out.
Yeah.
People are dedicated to that team. They're like, they've been here for 100 years. We love them.
Right.
When you join a gang, you don't just go to another gang.
Blood in, blood out. Right? Blood in, blood out.
That's exactly
Well, I mean,
right.
it's kind of like the Shuckers. Like if the Shuckers ever fold, or nobody's gonna, you bring another baseball team, it's gonna be like, no,
we're not buying their shit. We're Shuckers people.
We're
Yeah.
Shuckers and Seawolves.
But is anyone really Shuckers people?
To be honest with you, yes. Yes.
You
I think there's a lot of
we're
people
not
like-
crushing numbers like probably some of the other places, and this is a segue I'd love to get into here in just a second. But like, there are some.
Boyd
hardcore
is the
fans.
number one.
My cousin is like,
is the number one Shuckers fan.
Yeah.
Well, no, I only asked because people gave me grief on the live news. They were like, why do you think you're going to come down here and do well with hockey
when baseball's not working.
Yeah, because they're like the Shuckers, their attendance isn't send the world on fire. What makes you think that?
That's a valid point.
And I didn't want to be a dick on a live news, so I was just like, I wish everyone the best.
Yeah,
and we're gonna work hard and see what we could do. But at the same time, I'm like, you're talking about baseball outside in the South in the hottest months of the year.
Correct. You nailed it.
With a stadium that faces the wrong way. I'm like, it should be facing north so the overhang keeps the fans in the shade all day long. And the outfielders are blinded.
They didn't consult any meteorologist or any weather guy.
No, they wanted the stadium looking at the bow.
At the bow,
and it's cool.
It's money.
But
it's
now,
money,
the outfilders, they never have to put their shades down for a fly ball because the sun's always behind them.
Yeah.
But the fans are baking.
And inside, what is it? How cold is it inside the Coliseum all the time?
Oh, you're not going to a game without a hoodie.
That's what I'm saying.
Nice.
So you don't ever have to worry about those August, June, July days.
Oh, and when you come to a game in April in the playoffs, you're going to be walking in with your shorts, flip flops, and a tank top with your hoodie in your hand because you're throwing that on. When
and absolutely no rainouts.
Correct.
Ever.
You're speaking to the hearts of a South Mississippian when you start talking about hoodies and not sweating and
flip flops. Because I got them on right now. What is it? It's December 23rd, and I got flip flops on.
I would probably have them on. I don't have a good pair right now, so I'm like,
we'll see if we can't make that happen.
You're a transplant though, right?
No, and we lived in flip flops where we're from because we just love warm weather, and that's how we ended up here. I had a hockey coach that I think he wore flip-flops the whole season. It didn't matter if there's 6 inches of snow outside.
I know some people like that.
Well, tell us your backstory. How did you get into hockey?
Grew up in Chicago. My dad was a huge hockey fan, going to Hawks games, but he played as a kid. He got me on the ice young, playing all through my youth. And that's where I was just telling kids at the Coliseum just recently. I was like, you have to remember, I was skating 10, 11 months out of the year, every year, my whole life. And yeah, just kept playing. High school, actually got in some trouble. I was, a bad kid.
That's
running
okay.
with the wrong crowd.
Shit happens.
I took a whole year off hockey, and then instead of just kind of jumping in, I jumped into the highest level you could, and I went to the OHL. Bounced around, got kicked off some teams, causing trouble still. And finally I ended up playing pro when I was like 19 years and like 9 days old. And I played for the Rockford Ice Hogs. And, I was probably the youngest kid playing pro hockey that year.
Sweet.
That's crazy, dude.
But you got to have a different, I guess everybody grows up down here and they want to play baseball, football, because we don't have hockey and stuff like that. But I guess in the northern, how does that rank? Is it football, baseball, hockey, football, baseball? How's it rank?
It matters where you are. Michigan, hockey and football is really high. Hockey's high, but they love high school football.
Yeah.
And Michigan State football, people go nuts over it.
Yep.
Illinois, I would have to say football is in the top. I would say hockey is growing. The Hawks changed some things. Lacrosse blew up.
Lacrosse is huge. It's getting big down here.
And that's what I mean. It used to be a Northeastern thing. Well, it came to Illinois in 99, 2000 and just blew up. Every high school has a lacrosse team now.
That blows my mind because, like Joey said, we're from the South. I mean, it's football, baseball, right? Yeah. Soccer was like 15 years ago when we were in high school.
Yeah, I mean, I was the third year.
That was like a new sport. We're like, whoa, what is this soccer thing? What are we doing here with soccer?
Football,
you know what I mean?
that ain't football.
Exactly. So
Wait, I use my foot.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna kick the ball. It's like, you know where football started from, right? I mean, what are you talking about here? But yeah, that's how we are down here. So
well, and I feel like soccer and baseball are big in every state.
Yes,
you know, that's just a staple of a kid's life. They're
Right.
either going to play baseball or soccer or both growing up at some point. And everyone plays basketball in the driveway. You might never play on an organized team.
Right.
But yeah, in Illinois right now, we have a rink like in every town, and some towns have 2. And I said, you can't go more than 10 miles before you run into another rink. Like they are everywhere.
So what is it, like a skating rink, kind of what we have down here? You buy a ticket, you go in, you skate,
and not as many seats. Like most are like youth arenas. We call them like little barns. It's literally like a pole barn. Okay. And like maybe fit 400 people in there sometimes. So big ones fit 1,000. But they're just for youth hockey and public skating and all day long figure skating and youth programs and stuff like that.
It's a different world.
Yeah,
man.
dude,
it's crazy.
And that's the thing. My wife and me, we want to see this happen down here. We want to see us one day have youth programs going on all day at the Coliseum. Like bring down your 3-year-old, learn to skate all day, have a session for figure skating, do all this stuff. But we want to grow youth hockey again. And if youth hockey grows anymore, for how much Matt is making and how busy it is for public skating while the ice is in down there, we're going to need a second rink because youth hockey needs some ice time.
Where does it go?
Yeah, it's got to be covered.
Where does the rink go?
Well, oh man, we just got to find a piece of land.
We got to build it.
Okay, so build it. Okay.
So guys are building rinks now everywhere. There's a people and groups that are trying to put rinks in areas where kids don't get a chance to play hockey and skate a lot. I said, there's no better market for that than Biloxi or Gulfport. It's right here.
I smell a business opportunity.
I know it's there. I'm trying to flash the cash in front of people. I'm like, it's there. I was like, Matt's making thousands of dollars a day off public skating. And that's because people want to get out and get on the ice.
You said something though a second ago that I picked up on, and I'm like, wait a second. You said figure skating. So I know, and I don't even have a daughter. You have 2 daughters. How big is dance down here, Joey? It's
gigantic.
It's massive, right? Like it's for real a big thing. It's just as big as the female version of what? Baseball, football, right? Like it's recitals. It's
at least soccer.
Thing.
At least
if you combine dance with the ice, which is figure skating, good Lord.
Figure skating is dance and gymnastics mixed into one
on ice.
You are an ultimate athlete if you,
and it's an Olympic game.
The people in OS right now, if they're listening,
their heads are exploding.
They're like, oh my, that's so them, right? And I love you, OS people. I love you. We love you. But like that's for them.
I can dance and be on the ice,
right? And yeah, that's right. That would be right up their alley. But you'd have to create the market, right? You'd have to build the infrastructure in the form of the rink, and then train the kids.
Yeah, it starts at a young age. But we have people right now coming when we have the ice. They're coming from Lafayette, Baton Rouge. They're coming from Pensacola, Mobile. Like everyone's commuting in. Like tonight there'll be a drop-in men's league hockey. It's 18 and up. Come skate, play for an hour and a half, 2 hours, then drink some beer, hang out.
So it's like a scrimmage, just like a bunch of old dudes just hanging out.
Yeah, just a scrimmage. Yeah. Get out there, barely stretch, crack your beers, put them in your cool brown water koozies, and start boozing.
We've had an orthopedic surgeon on the show before, and I feel like if they listen to this in their group, they're just like, oh yeah, baby, money. Let them go out there and do that shit because we're going to have a lot of business.
Man, it does. It does get funny out there. We got guys of all different skill levels. And then you got me and a guy, Justin Barr. Me and him played together for years, played against each other as kids, played against each other as pros, with each other as pros. He came down here, met a girl on a road trip. They hooked up. That was it. Game over. Started dating.
Southern girls are hard to get away
now
from.
He's got family down here, but it was crazy.
He's one of us.
Yeah. We bought our house. We came down to look at our house, and we just posted we were in Biloxi. He shoots me a message. He goes, no fucking way. Call me right now. And I'm looking at his Facebook page, like, where does he live? I'm like, it says Ocean Springs.
No
At
shit.
the time,
Right down the road.
Yeah.
we had just left the casino. We drove over the bridge into Ocean Springs to check it out because we bought in Biloxi, and we were like, okay, we need to live in Ocean Springs. Well, it just happened. We bought in Biloxi. We ended up in a great neighborhood.
You did good. You did good.
Yeah.
We love it. Our kids are in the North Woolmarket School District. We love it.
Joey teaches there.
I coach baseball there.
Come on.
Yes.
Dude, we absolutely love where we ended up. We feel like we're country living. We're in the country. We're outside the city
Nothing
limits.
makes us happier down here on the Gulf Coast than when you Yankees come down here and you fall in love with our shit. Because we're just like, told you. You know, we got a couple
All that cold weather, man. Come down here.
We're like, we love it, dude. We openly embrace y'all. So you're one of us now. So
Yeah,
you're Southern.
we want to be one of your, like, and my wife started saying y'all right away.
Yes.
My son started saying yes, ma'am, yes, sir, right away.
Dude, I'm gonna start crying on the show. First episode of the new show, I might start crying.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It will embrace it right away. Allie did. I feel like I'm just like poser. Like if I say it.
No.
But
that's not how we roll,
like,
dude.
It's happened natural a few times, and I catch myself. I'm like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I said, y'all.
Feels good.
Yeah.
It just rolls right off the tongue.
But also, I hang out with so many hockey players. I'm like, so y'all want to go to the restaurant, eh?
Yeah. That's okay.
See, you got to throw it back in.
That's how shit changes. Maybe if enough of y'all move down here, we start saying that shit too. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a melting pot.
I don't know.
It's a melting pot.
Right.
I like it.
It's weird. But so back to when you went to a Nashville Predators game.
Yes.
You're like, you couldn't keep up with it.
And I'm not saying that bad, dude. I'm serious. Like, I've been to NFL football games. I've been to a couple Major League Baseball games, but I mean that as a compliment. That shit is so quick. Keeping up with the puck, and I'm in the stands. I'm not even on the ice. Like, how do y'all do that? Like the hand-eye coordination, the
it's ridiculous.
The visual skills you must have to follow that black puck moving. How fast? How fast that puck go?
Well, for a pass, up to 70 miles an hour. Some guys pass at 70 miles an hour.
That big around?
Yeah. It's a 3-inch puck.
It's a biscuit.
Yeah.
Flying biscuit.
Yeah. That's what we call. Put the biscuit in the basket.
That's right.
But we could go over hockey. You got to Google some hockey slang terms.
Let's do it.
Start throwing it out. But I got the lettuce going. I got the flow.
Okay.
The hockey mullet.
I can't do that, or I would have it. I'm slick top up here. Like, there's nothing going on. So
my brother used to have the flow, and then he went slick top. He went MJ.
I just skate faster now. So
aerodynamic.
But we call it down here. It's the coolest game on the coast.
Yes.
But it's the fastest game on earth.
100%.
There's no game fast.
You're correct.
So, when fans go to games, I say the rules, don't get too caught up on the rules. So the rules are a mixture in between basketball and soccer with a little lacrosse mixed in there. So if you know these other sports, you could be like, oh, that's offsides. Yeah. Oh, that was
icing,
a penalty.
Offside. Yeah.
Yep. So you got icing, offsides. And then there's all the penalties: hooking, high sticking, checking, boarding, charging. Don't get too caught up in it. Just know, hey, he fucked up.
Yeah. That was wrong. Yeah.
And that's where you got to. Everyone should watch the movie Slapshot once.
Okay.
And that's what the league was based off of. We're the Federal Hockey League based off of the Federal Hockey League of Slapshot.
Is that it was, do you know who Stifler was from the American Pie movie?
No,
is he in that movie?
No, he did The Goon.
The Goon.
Yeah.
I got a friend of mine who talks about that movie all the time. And the line that he quotes is, "Don't touch my fucking Percocets. And do you have any fucking Percocets?" He says that all the time. Dude. I've never seen the movie, but that's all I know about it.
Any sports team, we quote movies.
Yeah.
But, like hockey teams, we quote that movie quite a bit. We quote Slapshot quite a bit.
Okay.
But that's his gay brother skates.
Yeah. So down here, man, like, you mentioned it, like people aren't accustomed to it. And I remember when the Seawolves were rolling heavy, the one thing that did branch out was street hockey, rollerblading.
Yes.
Right. That's
actually when we had the skate park in Gulfport, and everybody started doing
spilling over, which was like the Southern way of saying like, hey, we don't have ice and we don't have enough ice arenas, like you mentioned earlier. People started like rollerblading and like little mini leagues. I mean, very unofficial, started popping up around here locally. Like, I thought that was cool as shit too.
Well, and obviously hockey's big. You're going to want to play all the time.
Right.
What do? You play in your shoes, you play in rollerblades. Right. But during that time, rollerblading became a big thing because people are like, roller skates? No, rollerblades.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Like straight line, 4 wheels. They were like, what?
Yep.
So that was like perfect timing. But I actually inquired about getting that building in Gulfport. And
the skate park.
I was 4 months too late. They had given it to the county 4 months
Yes.
prior to I called.
Yes.
I called the mayor, I called everyone. I was having people call for me. And all of a sudden I found out they gave it to the county and they're using it as
nothing.
They're parking vehicles there. They're going to store sand and gravel.
Yeah, but
cool.
you put all that work into that place and it's just dying.
And they closed it. Someone told me they closed it. Really, it kind of died because the skate park, they couldn't keep kids from smoking weed at the skate park.
Right. Well,
I'm like, oh my God, worst problem in the world.
They're out there doing something fun and in a controlled environment.
In a fenced-in area.
Right.
They're smoking weed in a fenced-in area. Oh my gosh.
Right.
But they're not out in the street. They're not spray painting houses. They're not breaking into cars. They're skateboarding at a park.
Yep.
But I said, why didn't you just take the ramps out and keep the rink? And they were like, and no one had a real answer for me.
Episode like 2 or 3 of this show was a good buddy of mine, Tyler Prowant. He's a massive skateboarder, and we talked all about getting a skate park down here in South Mississippi. What's the connection with skateboarding, rollerblading? Is that a spillover? Do y'all do both in hockey and ice skating?
I did as a kid. I was playing hockey and inline became a thing. X Games became a thing. And I immediately started going to places I used to go to a place called Shred, and it was in Illinois, and it was an indoor warehouse with a bunch of ramps and rails, and you just go there and shred.
Yeah. We don't have that down here.
Yeah, we don't have any of that.
We have Golden Gate.
Yeah, it's just you just go around in circles. Around
that dude's been making money for a long time.
Yeah, but then when you try to skateboard somewhere, they just run you off.
No, you got to have a place for people to let loose that.
Right.
Like you have BMXers. My son and me, we got into dirt track BMX racing, and the nearest dirt track is an hour away
from here.
Yeah. So, we haven't made the trip over yet, but once everything settles down this spring, we'll be making trips over to the, race and have some fun. But that's like a workout. That's like off-season training for us. Cause what do? You ride the bike, you get on the Peloton. Well, what's better than actually competing against other guys and hitting ramps and getting some air?
Yep.
So, I was never big into biking or skateboarding on like vert ramps or rails. I just stuck to inline, and even there I kind of sucked. But at the same time, what is the
correlation between inline and ice skating? Is it almost the same?
It's very similar. The stopping is way different. And then also at the same time, the inline, the wheels are bigger. So you get you won't fall over your toes as much, where the skates, the blades tucked under your toes. So you'll see people falling forward a little bit more or losing it going backwards. I was out there at public skating today trying to tell kids, bend your knees, get your nose out over your toes. I don't want to see anyone go back and clunk their head on the ice.
Right. No. So that's going on right now.
Yeah,
the public setting,
and that was huge back in the day,
right? Yeah, I went a few times, and I am terrible, absolutely terrible. I'm the dude who's hanging on to the side a bit, like you got to get me off of here. I don't
keep
know
this going. I'm refilling our drinks.
Go ahead. Yeah. So how long does that go
on? So the next big one is going to be right after our game. So they're going to do a bunch next week, but the biggest ones have been right after our games. We play, and then you walk out, you repay, you get your skates, and you come right back out on the ice. I've always had most of the guys hang out and kind of be around. The last game on the 17th, it took so long to do the ice and get the guy. Back out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they'll be public skating.
Okay, and that was you've had 3 games, or you've had 2 games.
2 games.
You have one more game, right?
30th is the third game, and that's our final tryout. Ooh, look, some freshies,
some fresh ice. I don't know what just happened with the camera, but it went black.
Oh, we're good. It's on me. I broke it.
After every game, you had the public skating, and then there's actually extra dates added to the public skating, right?
Yeah. So public skating is almost every day of the week. They got 3 sessions a day. Last year during COVID, public skating blew up.
I didn't realize it was going on.
I don't think
I had no clue about that.
I don't think he ever did this many. And last year, because everything was closed, they had the rink open, public skating was open. There was really no mask requirements or social distancing. So people were like, shit, we could go do something.
Yeah.
Let's go
Yeah.
skate. And that's where this year he's like, it's a huge moneymaker.
Our version of that was
going on the boat.
Deer Island. We went to the island. Went to the
we just go on the boat.
Like,
you can't get COVID on Deer Island.
Yeah, you can't.
Salt water kills it.
Well, you can't get COVID at a restaurant when you're sitting either.
Also true.
Only
also
when
true.
you're standing.
Or only in line to get on a plane, but not when you're in the actual plane.
Yeah, and at the grocery store.
Correct.
It doesn't.
Walmart has the cure. Have help. Never mind.
Anyway. Well, it goes forward and backwards. It doesn't go side to side.
Correct.
I was laughing the first time I was there and they had the dots. I'm like, well, this dot is like 1 foot to my left and 1 foot to my right.
Don't look that way.
6 feet in front of me.
Don't look that way.
You are using way too much logic, and we're going to spend 4 hours on this topic if we stay here. So.
Hockey players, just so you know, the Federal League, a lot of the guys, we just, we played through it last year.
Yeah.
There was guys that were like, you know what? I'm not getting tested. I'm just going to play. We're like, hey, like, we're not going to bitch at you.
Yeah.
We're not going to be like, oh man, are you sure? You better go get tested. We're like, are you good? Cause I'm good. And he's like, I'm good. Like, and everyone.
So it's not like the NFL where you got to get is the NHL the same way? They have the same.
No. NHL has all these testing requirements. Their whole league, they're the most vaccinated pro league in sports today. And they're having the most COVID outbreaks. And it's like that right there goes to show you, we got the most hockey players at a national level boosted, and they're still having all these outbreaks.
Well, there's a lot
this is about to get pulled off.
No.
Okay. Which I'm good with.
I did read. I think the NHL has a lot. How many teams do they have in Canada?
Well, Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, Winnipeg, Calgary, and then Vancouver.
So Canada.
Is there anyone else? I might have left someone else.
Idea.
Shit.
He put you on the spot.
But I read the other day where there's basketball players who are not going into Canada because Canada is requiring 100% vaccinations, and the NBA, some of the players are staying behind because they're not. They don't want to get vaccinated, so they're going to get fined. And I guess the NHL, but I think the NBA only has 2 teams.
Yeah,
maybe one team.
Oh yeah.
But when you go to hockey, that's 8 teams. You can't miss 8 or 9 games.
Last year, they had their own division. Usually they're all, it's in regions like time zones. Last year, it was just a Canadian division, all Canadian teams, because they wouldn't even let them cross into the U.S.
Right.
So they played each other all year. Then they didn't even know the teams that advanced through the first round of playoffs, if they could come down and play in the second round against U.S. teams. And then they were like, we don't know if the U.S. teams are allowed to travel in without having a 14-day quarantine and this and that. It was like playoffs wouldn't have been possible. Then they might have had to play in neutral locations and all this stuff. So, and you know what? Canada, hockey players used to be like, Canada's the best country in the world. It's God's country. And now I got Canadians shipping their cars down and sneaking across the border to come live here forever as illegal aliens.
Hey, everybody.
Absolutely. Greatest country in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
How did Bo Rat say it?
US and A. May you bomb all the children of your enemies to hell. Yeah, that was a really good movie.
Yeah, that was.
But seriously, we're the best country on the planet.
But all right, we kind of got off track.
No, I made the Seawolves colors red, white, and blue for a reason.
Damn.
Yes.
We are going to be red, white, and blue for a reason because, one, there's no team in the league right now rocking red, white, and blue.
All right.
But I bleed red, white, and blue.
Absolutely.
I wish I could go back in time and serve a few years before I started playing.
In the military?
But, yeah.
Me and Joey have had this conversation. It's one of the biggest regrets of my life. And maybe he... Anyway, yes, I agree with that. I agree with that.
If I go back and I leave high school, go right in,
yes,
do 4 to 6 years, then come out and start playing hockey. One, I'm in great shape. 2, I hadn't been arrested yet or in any trouble.
But you learned from that.
Yeah,
yes,
we all learned from our
school of hard knocks.
I always talk to kids about it. It's one thing, whenever I'm talking to a class or I have no problem going to a school with a BD program, which that's behavior disorder.
I looked at Joey. He's the go-to on the acronyms.
So I was special ed for years because of reading and writing, but I had buddies that were, smarter than me, but they were in BD just because they have behavior disorders.
Yeah.
And I have no problem going to talk to those kids because I relate to them.
Yeah.
I know
and they
what
can
it's
look
like
at you
to,
and be like, this dude did it. Like he's,
He made it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did make it out, and it was tough, and I regret some of the stuff, but then I look back on it, it's like I wouldn't be who I am today without making those mistakes.
Funny how life works, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. And then I look at it, I'm like, man, there's all these things I would want to do after hockey, but now I'm limited because I'm not a felon,
Right.
but I've been pulled over for speeding. I've had a reckless driving ticket.
Yeah.
I've done all this stuff. And it's like, I'm a real human being.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
right.
I say to people all the time, I say to Mississippi Heroes all the time. I went and did an event with them the other day. People think of athletes as heroes. No. It's these caregivers and all these other people. They're real heroes.
Correct.
They're the unsung real heroes of the world. They're taking care of their loved ones who, people have to quit their job and they're at home the rest of their lives because their kid was born with Down syndrome.
Yep.
It's
and
tough.
that was it.
And to me, that's where like I wish the government could step in and like make those people's, like us as a society, make those people's lives better. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't say the government. Us
Maybe
as a
give
society.
them $450,000.
The people who really deserve
Now
it.
you're speaking our language.
people who really
now you're
deserve
speaking our language.
So
Now you're
is
speaking
this
my language.
official? Are we becoming a trio?
Yeah, I think,
Yes.
dude. I don't know. I got
There's
a bunch of ideas. Yeah,
There's a seat here for
No.
guests from now on.
No.
So this is my seat.
this is just
Absolutely.
exactly no one's sitting there.
Absolutely.
I got a lot of shit going on. Okay, so I wanted to hit on a couple topics. Let's go through them here. So y'all had a correct me if I'm wrong, a requirement, or not a requirement, but they're looking for how many tickets can you sell?
Yeah.
And I
Butts and
think
seats.
yes,
Well,
y'all
it
have
was
been
a
doing
tryout.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a demo. How you?
Well, that's where I wanted to go because we got to your background, but we never got into how did you link up with the Seawolves or Mississippi hockey? How did we get there?
The owner I was working for the last since 2011, Barry Suskin, he sent me down to Danville, Illinois. Not a great market. We built it up. We turned it into a good hockey market. There was an owner that came in and stole it from him last year because they wanted it so bad. So, that was kind of what I did. I was playing, I was promoting, I was helping sell tickets. Well, I get to Port Huron. My wife steps on board big time. She's doing a lot of the marketing and office work. I'm now out there promoting and just playing and being that face of the team. And we built up that market. Well, we thought we would never leave. And we had a son with autism. And we were like, okay, we'll make it work. Well, all of a sudden last winter, he digressed, being inside all winter. It was so cold. We tried to go outside for walks. We tried to do all this stuff. His therapist is like, Joe, when you retire, why don't you think about moving to a warmer climate? He's going to excel when he could go outside and be outside more months out of the year.
Okay.
And we were like, why wait? Let's go
Right.
now.
Yeah.
Right.
Like with everything going on in the world, let's go now. We said, sorry, Barry, we're putting in our notice. We're leaving. He's like, wait, what? And he's like, I have an opportunity. You could go south and still work for me. We're like, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
So we bought a house, sight unseen. We bought it off Facebook, off FaceTime. The guy messaged us on Facebook. We're like, this is a scam. We sent our realtor there. She's like, no, it's real. She's like, it's awesome. We're like, we put in the offer. 10 minutes later, she's like, you got the house. We're like, this is meant to be.
Sweet.
Oh shit.
And we had never seen it in person still, or the neighborhood or the schools.
Yeah.
And we came down and, what was it? 45 days later, we're moving down here with the moving truck. And
You got roots down here now.
yeah.
I mean, right? You're planted. Yeah.
We're not leaving. So you would have to tear us away from this community. Our neighbors on all three sides of us are amazing. Behind me, I have a quarry. I'm like, I get to shoot in the backyard.
Yes.
I'm like,
Damn.
I taught the wife how to shoot the 9mm in the backyard.
I just bought one the other day.
Yeah. I'm like,
we love the right to bear arms on this show.
Yeah.
yeah. And listen, Second Amendment is a big part of our, rights and freedoms down here. And I don't want to ever lose that.
Nope.
Yeah.
But the wife learned how to shoot in the backyard. I'm like, this is the coolest state in the world.
Yes.
Sweet.
Yes.
How's your kid doing, by the way?
Scout, he's, every day he's making progress. So, it's a battle. It's never going to stop. His
Right.
biggest thing is sensory processing.
Yes.
Autism is like this minuscule thing, but the autism gets him insurance, where the sensory processing, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
get
yeah.
nothing from insurance.
I have a nephew that's
Yeah.
going through all that right now, and it's a lot of hurdles as a parent you have to jump through, right?
But that warm weather's got to Struck him out.
What do you mean? He was butt naked today with the floaties on, trying to jump in the pool.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm like, well, dude, what are you doing? I was like, it's 60 degrees. It's a cold tub.
Hey, welcome to the South, baby.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how we roll.
exactly.
And that's what I mean. He's getting all the vitamin D he needs.
Yeah, I hope you got a good pair of shorts for Christmas because you're gonna be wearing them Saturday.
It better warm up.
That's what we're
It's
getting.
going to be 78.
Yeah.
Well, Thanksgiving was what, 75?
Yeah.
And I said, after this year, I'm building a big picnic table. When family comes down for holidays, we're doing our Thanksgiving and Christmas outside on the back porch, big picnic table style, just like.
I saw a meme today. It was like, if it's going to be 80 degrees for Christmas, we might as well barbecue.
No shit. Last year, we actually got a cold Christmas.
Yeah.
All right. It was like the first one in a lot of years, and we were all loving it. Like, it was like hoodie weather. It was killer.
Well, people thought because I'm here now, that hockey was going to bring cold winters.
No.
I'm like, no.
You don't understand Mother Nature down here. She doesn't give a shit about you
it's
or hockey.
all humidity.
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's same thing up north. In the Midwest, we go winters now with barely any snow.
Mhm.
It's like, what's the point of being up here and being freezing with no snow?
Yeah.
Maybe
Can't
Al-
go snowmobiling, can't go skiing,
It's just
snowboarding.
cold for no reason.
Maybe Al Gore was right.
Man bear pig.
Yeah, exactly.
Man bear pig.
Exactly. All right. So y'all met the benchmarks for seating
Well,
requirements.
explain- yeah,
y'all
go into
crushed
that.
it though, from what I understand. We talked about Kevin Harris, and you've been on the Benchwarmer podcast, which I think I want to get in that later,
Yeah.
off of a comment that you made. But he's telling me y'all are selling tickets.
No,
Like,
yeah.
y'all are selling tickets.
So when we did our press conference in July, no one at the Coliseum thought we would get people to come down on a Wednesday at 3:00. We had over 200 people show up.
That sounds like
day.
a terrible time.
Yeah, know what? It was that time because it was like we couldn't go at 5 because the arena was like, we're not going to stay open past working hours for this event. This is just
For
a
new
press
business.
This is just a press conference. And they might have, but at the same time, they weren't too fond of it. At first, they were like, let's not even do a press conference. Let's just do a press release. And I was like, let's do the press conference. And everyone's like, are you nuts? I was like, listen,
Maybe
if we get people to show up there, it's going to impress them off the get-go. And I knew people were going to come. I partnered with Alex Davis and Josh Law, who were running like our Facebook page. Our Facebook page right now that's called Mississippi Seawolves.
Yes, that's what I have.
It was originally called Bring Back Our Seawolves. Then they changed the name to Biloxi Pro Hockey.
Right.
And now it's Mississippi Seawolves because we hit the 5,000 mark for game 2. And that's what we promised fans.
I'm going to flash a picture right now for people to see. I don't know if it's game 2 or not, but Joey, you can see it. I'm sorry. You can't see it,
The first
there's a
game,
lot of
I don't know
asses-
what the
there's a lot
first
of
game
asses
did,
and
but the
seats on
second
this
game,
photo.
y'all pretty much sold out.
Oh, we had players on the ice looking up in the stands going, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is from your Facebook page. So it's packed, dude. Like, it looks really, really good.
No, so game 1, we had some photos that look like that. And we only got 4,300 for the first game. Everyone was happy.
That's a really solid number.
Who were the teams? There were 3 different games or 4?
So yeah, we got 3 games, 3 tryouts with the Coliseum to show them we could bring fans in. First they were kind of like average 1,500. And then it was average 2,000. Then it was like, you know what? It doesn't matter what you average. We want to know you're making money and we're making money and
Right.
you could sustain. And, there's longevity to this team and for us to host you and be your landlord.
But to start out, there was no team, right? You bring in other teams in that league.
Yeah. So these are called neutral site games. Teams play in a neutral location to try to build up new markets. So we've been doing this for 10 years.
It's not a new concept.
No,
Okay.
yeah, we've been going in and doing neutral site games for years, and that's some of our best expansion is through a neutral site game because fans get introduced to the league and the product and they get hooked right away. And when there's something like this where you could introduce a name early, like in Winston-Salem, by the time they were playing the neutral site games, they were already selling merch and jerseys for the Thunderbirds again. And the fans were going nuts. So same thing we were able to do here. We were able to replicate it very close to. And same thing, merch has been selling. People are wearing it. People are wearing it.
People are still wearing their old school stuff all the time.
And we love that too. Like, trust me, you want to come to the game in your old jersey, come to the game in your old jersey. We'll have a new jersey and logo because of trademarks with the East Coast Hockey.
Okay.
Let's get into that.
Yeah, can we get into that?
Yeah.
Because I've been following your Facebook posts and stuff. So it's like, I think for me, as someone who doesn't know a lot about it, can you explain the league to me? Because I understand the Shuckers baseball. There's what, single A, double A, triple A, MLB.
Pros,
I get that. So where are y'all at with that? I want to know the league first, and then we'll get into the Seawolves.
So hockey's the same pyramid.
Okay.
So NHL's the majors.
Correct.
AHL's triple A, East Coast Hockey League's double A,
okay,
and then us and the SPHL are single A.
So it's kind of two factions in single A.
Okay, what is the us? What league is what
Federal League?
FH.
Well, I still call it the FHL just because that's the way it started for me. It's now called FPHL.
Damn it.
Yeah, they added a fucking letter.
Yeah.
I'm like a 3-letter league.
Right.
3-letter leagues are
4
cool.
letters. That's stupid.
If my memory serves me correct,
probably doesn't.
Wasn't the Seawolves in the East?
Yeah, they were
ECH, in the East Coast, whatever it was.
And then the surge came in the SPHL. Most of those budgets are bigger than ours. Ours is going to be the biggest budget in the league. If we get this team and we're starting in October, we're going to have the biggest budget in the league. So we are going to need fans to support us or it won't be here long. At the same time, this is a hockey market.
Tell me what that means. Budget. That means, you mean overhead costs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Butts and seats.
So travel, salary cap,
gotcha.
Equipment, merchandise, all this stuff that you're putting out, before you get anything back.
Okay.
We're right off the bat, you're buying $40,000-$50,000 in merchandise. Then you're buying $20,000-$30,000 in equipment just to start a season.
Okay.
And then
you got to pay the players, coaches.
And then you got to pay the rent on the arena.
Yep.
Then you got to house your coach. You got to pay your coach. Then you got to pay your employees. House some employees that are from out of town.
Okay.
So you got to do all this stuff. Well, all of a sudden you haven't even sold the ticket yet.
Right.
You shelled out
it's all this risk.
A lot of red. We need some green.
That's risk. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Damn, I like that. So then go into who owns the name Mississippi Seawolves, and how can you use the name but not necessarily the old logo?
Same logo.
So the East Coast Hockey League, when the team folded, they moved. The league took over the trademark for the name and the logo. Last year, because of COVID, they had no one working in the office. The East Coast Hockey League was completely dormant.
Okay.
They didn't file their paperwork. Stuff came available. We've got the website name. We started getting social media names. We got the bank account.
So y'all bought it off the ECHL.
No, we didn't even buy it. They just didn't renew it.
So we
just picked it up.
Yeah. So we got the domain name. We got the social media names. We got a bank account. We did, pretty much everything we needed to do to have legal intent to use the name.
Okay.
And then right before the press conference, they renewed one trademark.
The logo.
Damn. Now, okay. So, because I'm seeing this and I didn't know that complete story and I'm looking, but I'm like, okay, so they're going to give them the name recognition, which I guess they didn't give it to you. You took it.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. But why would they fight against you with the logo?
They're still selling merch with that logo on their website.
Seawolves.
Yeah, they're selling. So if you're looking for old Seawolves jerseys, the jerseys they wore during that,
you can still get them
on the East Coast Hockey League website. There's a page for merch, and then you click vintage, and they have all the teams that are now dormant and gone.
But doesn't it benefit
how much do they really sell?
Well,
I mean, dude, they're not making $1 million.
Right.
No.
So, but doesn't it benefit them that y'all are doing this?
Oh, yeah.
And y'all are revamping
we're going to have more fans
so you know what
try to go buy their kids old jerseys.
They want to piggyback off of that. That's what it is. That's what it is.
So when the new team comes, I want to go buy the old school stuff.
Well, and that's the thing. They had no intent of ever using this market again. They never wanted to come down here and put a team here.
So y'all are doing the blood, sweat, and tears, but they want to hold on to that. And then they did some pushback against you, right? Like this new logo looks too much like the old logo. Kind of thing.
So we released a new revamped hook logo that the head was going in the same direction. It had the earring. It had the same color eyes.
Yeah.
So if you look now,
it?
Well, now
this is the new one.
Yeah. So this is the new one. So instead of being gold, like that beige gold, now we're gray. Well, what wolf do you know that's gold anyway?
Zero.
Right.
Wolves are black, white, or gray.
Yeah.
So you know what? We're a little more realistic, but know what? I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan, and I was a
Thank
big
you.
favorite.
Winter
of these
is coming.
eyes.
Yeah.
Look at these blue eyes.
I
You know
got
these
you.
blue eyes.
Yeah.
This is a White Walker right
Yeah.
there. You know, so
Winter is
when,
How
coming.
Stark, bro. How Stark.
Yeah.
right. So part of their trademark was red eyes. And the earring. We lost the earring. We lost the red
That's okay.
eyes.
And we all had earrings in the 90s and
Yeah.
the early 2000s.
So
we don't have that shit no more.
You
We don't
got to
have that
trade
shit
it,
no more.
what, 10% for a trademark? You got to change it by 10% or something like
someone
that?
said 10 to 30.
Yeah.
So
I'm
we are
surprised you
beyond
did that. Good for you.
that. We are beyond that. Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
Well, I
hey,
just-
look,
yeah.
he just
We had
looks
to-
stupid. He's smart as shit.
What?
We had to do a bunch of research to find
Yeah.
that out.
Yeah. That to me,
I gotta look at it again. I'm
No,
like,
that's the shit.
But
That's
you
yeah.
know
what?
what? We kept that the hook, the pirate hook.
yeah.
So the name comes from Timberwolves in Canada on the west coast of Canada. They hunt 80% of their food is from the sea. So
Ooh,
they
I didn't
started
know that.
calling them sea wolves because their food comes from the sea.
Mm.
Well, but also another name for a pirate is a sea wolf. So down here on the
Dude.
Gulf Coast,
yeah.
we got good
Dude.
pirate tradition and heritage, and I love pirates.
I love
Yeah.
pirates.
Who
too.
doesn't?
Dude,
Yeah.
I wish I was a
If you
pirate.
don't like pirates, you're just a
You're
nerd.
weird.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you're weird.
I almost want to cut my leg off.
Yeah, Johnny Depp was cool in the first three, I think,
Oh
or
my
the first two. I think the third one sucked.
That was
Anyway, but
all
yeah,
right.
it was the
There's
shit.
a fourth and a fifth one too. dude.
Okay, so
Oh,
then the
yeah.
first three was good, and I think
Yeah.
4 or 5 he sucked shit.
Yeah.
Actually, he was good, but the movie sucked.
You know,
I
and
think.
one of my favorite scenes is Keith Richards so drunk. There's some kid under the table holding him, trying to keep him. Oh my gosh, so
No.
excited, just
Yeah,
knocking
yeah.
the
Who
mic
gives a
around.
shit? Yeah,
But yeah, so there's some kid holding Keith Richards' legs as he acts as Johnny Depp's dad.
Yeah. I like the quote from the movie that says, "You're the worst pirate I've ever heard of," and he goes, "But you have heard of me."
That's a gangster ass response.
Yeah,
You're like,
but
shit,
you have
me.
heard of me.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that.
That's like me as a hockey player. I go into other cities and people are like, "Pace, you suck." I'm like, "Yeah, but you still know my name."
Yeah, yeah.
Well, let's get into that
There he goes.
because
He's already got it, Joe.
a lot of people remember the old Seawolves guy. Roger Maxwell was like the enforcer. Like somebody was scoring a lot of goals. Put in Maxwell. We're taking him out.
Yeah.
Right?
He was
the guy.
He
was the
And There's
enforcer.
no question
And-
about that.
And you've kind of slid into that enforcer role, right?
Well,
Well-
before you answer that, not to interrupt you, Joey, but can you explain again? Dude knows not shit about hockey. It's the one sport where you can legally fight.
Yeah.
So tell us why that's in hockey to begin with, and then how you got in that role.
Yeah.
So fighting has been in hockey since the beginning.
Right.
You have sticks. You're out there playing a physical game. Someone hits your leading scorer, your go-to talented guy with his stick, tries to break his arm. What stops him from doing that again?
Fighting.
You break your wrist. How are you going to score goals?
But I mean,
Well-
football is a physical sport, right? And somebody told me one time, correct me if I'm wrong, but and this is probably super wrong, but like they allow it because you don't have a good stance because it's on the ice and punches, you kind of floating apart from each other. No, that's completely made up.
And know what? That could have been at the beginning. Now it's just part of like tradition and
Yeah,
history.
and it's
You just
the
gotta have
coolest-
grit.
It's the coolest part of the damn
Yes.
sport.
Yeah.
Because y'all shoulder face check people in the plexiglass, and that's pretty bad.
Show that picture.
Segue.
oh gosh.
Boom.
Boom.
This is you, I do believe, smashing somebody against the plexiglass. That's brutal, dude. That's
Yeah.
super brutal. That's
I'm
super
surprised
brutal.
you have all your teeth.
My teeth are real. I don't know what. It's good genetics.
I would have bet
I've-
against that.
No,
Yeah.
I've taken a lot of sticks and stuff to the mouth. Actually, this one tooth right here, it still hurts even when I touch it like this from a year ago. So
All
this tooth is gonna die at some point
That's
and just
fine.
have to.
We know a
fall out.
dentist. We know.
Is
Southern
that a-
Magnolia Smiles.
He's
Southern
gonna
Magnolia
be.
Smiles.
I feel like
He
he's
should
gonna
be the team dentist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
yeah.
go.
Segue
Listen,
right
Bob.
into official team dentist of the Mississippi
Sea Wolves.
Seawolves.
There you go.
Right.
But I got lucky. Pucks to the mouth, stick to the mouth. I took an elbow in the jaw, broke my jaw. Teeth were like, I could have picked them all out. And
Oh.
everyone's like, don't. And I'm like, I didn't. And thank God, because I would have needed implants and
Yeah,
all this
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
to look normal.
What
But
Robbie
yeah.
can do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I guess my mom and dad, they had good teeth. So
Yeah. Okay,
genetics.
but so back to Joey's question.
Yeah.
So how
there's always an enforcer, right? You talked about it when some guy is taking on your leading scorer. There's that guy who just his only job is
Dun,
to
dun,
protect the rest
dun.
of the team.
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah. So we have the enforcer. He's like the policeman of the team. He's
Right.
going to keep things just out there. So you go after the leading scorer. He's going to come after you.
Right.
And now, if you're not a tough guy, you're going to be afraid. Like some of these guys are pretty scary. I'm an average sized guy. I'm just a psycho. So I get this look in my eyes.
I like that.
People are like, fucking don't go near Pace. The crazy tweak in
He's
his
crazy,
eye.
man.
Like Popeye kind of
Yeah,
shit.
I'm just, I don't know. I'm a really nice guy, but when we get on the
I
ice,
can attest to that.
we're
And
just
we're drinking
competing.
bourbon. We're
Yeah.
drinking bourbon and you're nice. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Well,
just out there competing.
It's a
We're-
switch. It's like everybody else. When you get on the ice, you're a different person when you
It's
get on
like
the
when
ice.
Stallone turned his hat around and over the top.
Right.
It's
Yep.
the same thing, dude.
Oh, I love that move.
Yeah, God damn you, dude. Yeah, because you're American.
Well,
Yeah.
and I would be the weirdest like UFC MMA fighter because at the like square ups, I'd be smiling, shaking his hand,
wouldn't
but
care.
then it wouldn't click till the moment where we're coming out of our corners.
Right.
Like
Right.
it's all cool until the minute we touch gloves.
That's right.
And then, you go to a different person.
Yeah, so for me, like the minute we're done with warm-ups for me, some guys are skating around in warm-ups, like grinding their teeth, getting all crazy already because they know they might have to get into one later. During warm-ups, I'm cool, calm, and
Zen.
collective.
You're
and
zen.
yeah, it's the national anthem. All of a sudden, it's like, well, first shift, we might be going nuts. Like it might happen right now. You never know when it's going to happen because someone might run into your goalie and it's game on. Someone might slash one of your teammates and that's it. It's a drop of the hat. You're fighting.
But is that the protocol? Like you just screwed up, and we know you did that. We know you did that on purpose. Other team, right? We're like, you shouldn't have done that.
Well,
And
you gotta take it.
now you're out. Now it's like put him on the ice and that dude up because
Yeah.
he just did that shit.
Yeah, it's an old school way of playing. It's it's old school unspoken rules. The younger kids that are coming in, as you've seen the fights we've had at the games, they're between some of the oldest guys in the league.
Don't tell me the new generation are like, are they
Pussies.
sissy pants?
What sissy pants? They're
God.
fucking pussies.
Damn it.
Dude.
Seriously, even in hockey,
Dude,
even in
kids
hockey,
are soft. But know what?
But
If
they probably don't allow it. Do they allow it?
No. So
It's the same
So
rules.
they're
Correct me-
just
No, I don't.
no,
They probably wouldn't.
No, youth hockey, you're not allowed to fight.
Right.
You get like
Probably
a
even through
10
high
games
school.
in-
Right.
Oh, high school you can't fight.
College
And
probably either.
Has
no,
it always
college
been
can't fight.
has it always been like that?
No, back in the day, high school and college allowed.
See, that's where
fighting.
they start. The universities and the high schools. That's how they dilute everything down.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they weaned it out in youth hockey. They weaned it out in high school. They weaned it out in college. And now these kids are coming out of college, and you just got to step up to the plate. Like in college, you have to wear a full cage. And by us,
face.
you're not allowed to wear a full cage. So it's like you got to take it off. And 10 years ago, you could play with no little plastic half shield. And that's the way I would play if I had a choice today. I would have nothing on my helmet and it just gets in the way. And in a fight,
can't
it cuts
see.
the other
Yeah.
guy's hand.
Yeah.
It cuts your face during a check. If someone hits me hard and that thing flops down, I'm gashed. It's like a razor blade on your face.
So that's required equipment now.
Yeah,
to have-
the half shield's required, and it's required because so many guys were taking pucks to the eyes,
God.
and they were having so many orbital breaks,
Yeah.
and that was from sticks and pucks. But honestly, it's just, to me, not worth it because it's like guys play different when you have those on. Guys skate around with their sticks up in the air, hitting each other. It's like,
Is it like a choice, kind of like I guess I'm compared to football, where it's like a punter who's got just like 3 bars.
It used to be.
And the
It used to
offensive
be a
lineman who's
choice.
got like 8 bars. You know what I'm saying? Is that what
yeah,
it is?
it used to be a choice. If you wanted to play with a half shield, you got to. You want to play with nothing, you got that choice. Now NHL rookies have to wear it, and every league below has to wear it. And I'm like, this is bogus.
Yeah.
The whole world. The whole world's.
And
Gosh,
you
damn
see
it.
guys playing with no shield on out there in the NHL. Those are the raddest looking dudes. They
I
got the
know.
most scars on
I
their
know.
face.
Yeah, they got
You know,
no teeth.
yeah.
They're grizzled. Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Straight
but those
grizzled guys.
dudes.
That's
are-
what the fans want to see.
Those dudes are making money, and I googled a couple of them when I told you I went to the game. They're like dating hot chicks, and like chicks are digging it because they're just the
What do you mean?
roughest
You
dude.
know Carrie Underwood, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
her
Who's she married
husband.
to?
Yeah, her husband's a dang hockey player.
maybe,
Mike Fisher.
maybe that's what. Yeah, she has.
Dude,
She has
who-
the best legs in the entire
Wait,
world.
the girl from
Entire
the
world.
girl next door.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, the blonde chick from the movie Girl Next Door.
No, what's her name?
We'll
Google it
Lisa
later.
Cuthbert
That
or
sounds-
something.
Okay.
She dated Sean Avery, and now she's married to Dion Phaneuf, big time hockey player. But what's
Just
that
gangster
other one
dudes,
from
right?
Disney Channel, Duff or whatever? Hillary
Duff. Yeah.
She's married to a hockey player.
All right.
I think
So
even
y'all
one
got
of the girls from the Full House married to a hockey
y'all
player.
got swag, is what
Yeah.
you're saying. Y'all got swag.
Well,
Like y'all got game.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Like there was an old saying, like my wife's going to hate it that I say it, but my dad says it all the time. It's like football players date the cheerleaders, hockey players take them home.
Nice.
So I guess you got different levels of hockey. So like your leading scorer would be like your running back, quarterback guy.
Yep.
Then you got the nitty gritty guys who would be your linemen, defensive linemen, like kind of like you are, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I play defense. I get a little crazy. I would think of myself as like inside, outside
linebacker.
Linebacker. You know, I'm playing a rougher style.
Yeah.
You know, so you know,
you're there to get dirty and nasty.
Yeah. And if I was on offense, I would end up being your fullback. I would be that grunt guy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not scoring
Mike
those cool
Allscott.
goals. I'm not scoring those cool, fancy highlight goals.
No.
I'm just going to the net, pucks hitting me in the face and going in.
Now, is there different training for that? I'm sure there is. Like when I coach soccer, I coach baseball, coach football. You teach your skill guys different stuff that you teach your linemen. And I guess in hockey, you would be more of a linebacker compared to skill guys, right? There's different skills you need to know.
We want everyone to be fast.
Yep.
Everyone trains in their own style. You know, we don't force anyone into anything. CrossFit. I always say CrossFit was created because someone watched a hockey player work out in the gym.
Okay.
That's how we worked out for years. You know, quick workouts, bam, bam. And it was all over the map. We're doing powerlifting. We're doing strength training. We're doing cardio. We're doing it all mixed into one workout. So
but y'all can skate like a figure skater, damn near without the turns, probably, right? The spin, the fancy bullshit, right?
We have hockey players that train for years with figure skating coaches.
Okay. I'm wrong.
Well, I mean, it's
your edge work.
It's what you grow up with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have a power skating coach, and then you might work with a figure skating coach for your edges. Power skating's just straight line, crossovers, explosive power.
Right.
That figure skating coach is going to teach you that spin, that cut, that stop and
So
go.
it's kind of like speed and jukes and all that stuff. Yeah.
And one of the best ever to play in the NHL was one of my idols growing up, who I don't skate like at all, but Dennis Savard, guy from Montreal, played for the Hawks in Chicago and then played for the Canadiens in Montreal later in his career. But he would come over the blue line and immediately give you that head juke and go backwards, spin. And then you didn't know, once his back was to you, you didn't know if he was going left or right. You didn't know what to do. And the minute you committed one way or the other, he was gone.
Going the other way.
Yeah. That reminds me of the people at the skating rink that were the people that worked there, and
The
they could
inline
go, they
skaters,
could go
yeah.
backwards and then do their feet like this and spin
we
around.
call it,
And it was the 80s music, like Debbie Deb, you know?
jamming.
Yeah.
You get out in those 4-wheel roller skates or roller blades and you jam at the
Yeah.
roller
That's
rink.
an art,
Jamming.
man,
Yeah.
because I can't do
That's the
it.
shit.
I can't do it at all.
That's the shit. Well, you mentioned that y'all, like, we did the hierarchy of the hockey league. Who is our affiliate team? Because people, I think, want to know that. Is there one, or does it not work like that? We're the Brewers with the Shuckers.
Right.
Yeah, we used to get real technical into that, and every team would sign one. Now we're all like free agents, and we get to send players everywhere.
Okay.
That created a shit ton of call-ups. It just blew up.
All right.
It just
So
went
it's better.
insane.
So it's like
Better
a
for the
free agent market.
Better
Oh,
for
yeah.
the player.
The players get to go wherever they want. Coaches could pull from whoever they want.
Okay.
And like coaches work together. Like, you know, I know Rod, I played with Rod. He coaches in Pensacola. You know, I try to give him as many players as I can for the last 7,
The ice
8
pilots.
years. Yeah. The ice flyers. Now. They used to be the
ice
pilots.
flyers, yeah.
But yeah, you know, we played together. He started coaching down there. He's been very successful, 3 or 4 championships in 6 years. So, you know, I try to share players with him. Why? Because I know players are going to a great city, great location, great setup with a great coach.
Damn.
You know, in a good winning tradition. But now we have ex-players from our league coaching all over now. So we're sending players all over, and it's nice because you're not just committed to one team, and players are like, man, I really want to call up. And it's like, and they're begging for one, and we can't get them one. It's like, well, now every week there's a chance for one.
What's the struggle at this level? Because I know the
Money.
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
Money.
That's what
The
I
way
mean.
we
So
travel.
We're 2A.
No, he said
we're
3A.
single A. Guys
Single
are
A,
making
yeah.
anywhere from $150 to $400 a week. Guys are not making
tough.
millions
No.
of dollars.
So they're grinding.
grind.
Yeah, and you get called up, it's almost the same. Like you might get $100 pay raise.
Yeah,
a
there's
week
not
if you're
much difference
lucky.
between 1A, 2A, 3A.
And 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
I
just
didn't know
make
that.
that last jump to the AHL. You might start making like $800 a week.
Yeah, it's
well,
not
that
much.
last
I
jump to
didn't
the
know that.
NHL, now you start making $200,000 a week.
Yeah.
Now that
Yeah.
was you at 19.
What? No, again, that money? No, I was.
He's like, I'm in that old money. I was in that like an old money shit. Yeah.
So what did you make it to?
NHL.
No.
I thought you said pro.
No, we are pro now.
Anybody who is A is pro.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
we're all getting paid. I made that jump from.
So the Shuckers are pro. They're just not.
I told y'all at the beginning of the show I was out the loop. I told y'all that shit.
So
I told y'all
it was
that.
almost like making the jump when I was 19, making the jump from a summer wooden bat league that you don't get paid in to AA.
Okay. All right. No, that makes sense. All right.
Yeah. So I made that jump at 19 where most guys wait till after college.
Yeah.
And we go to college as hockey players probably 2 years later than most average kids. Because when we're 18 and 19, we're playing junior A hockey, which is just in between high school and college.
Right.
And it's to kind of let the scouts see you develop. And, it's just, it's been part of Canadian history forever. We've brought it into the U.S. now. Every U.S. market has it. Like every state has a junior team. So, up in, I'm sure Memphis, they lost their pro team. They were the River Kings forever in the Central Hockey League. I'm sure there's a junior team there now. I'm not up to date where all the like junior A teams are, but they're everywhere now. They're everywhere. And they went from you only had to pay for your housing to now you're paying for your ice time. You're like pitching in for your coach's salary. You're paying for your housing. I'm like, if I had to play junior A hockey,
you couldn't afford it.
Oh, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I was the kid not paying for housing, not paying for gas, not paying for sticks. And everyone's going, oh, how do you afford to do this? I'm like, oh, my parents helped me. Really, my parents helped me on gas, but the team
I sit at home eating macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, exactly. I was good enough where they cheated and gave me free shit when they weren't supposed to.
Right.
But I ruined my college eligibility my first day when I left and I went to go play in the OHL.
So you can't go back. Once you go up, you can't go back.
Yeah, so there's 3 leagues in Canada, the OHL, the QMJHL, and the WHL. They give you free housing, free equipment. They give you $50 a week. They give you all this free shit, which immediately cancels out all your
college eligibility.
Yeah. So I wanted to do that. I wanted to play in the toughest, roughest leagues around. And, they said, they're like, you sure you want to sign this and you want to dress? The minute you dress and you play one game, you're done. And I was like, no, I'm ready to go. So I did it. And I don't recommend that to kids unless you're going to make the team. I made the team and then I got kicked off the team. So, don't do what I did.
Yeah, right.
They're still telling my story.
Do what I say, not what I do. Yeah.
They're still telling my story as a horror story. They're like, listen, like you think you got it good?
Yeah.
Like you could be speeding one day, get pulled over, do this, that, and you're off the team. You're
don't
done.
be like Joe.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know, man. I'm super pumped. I mean,
we got one more game, right?
So how it went, sales were going good. Lots of sales were going towards the first game. First game was good. We were over 4,000. Second game started blowing up right away. And the pace we were selling tickets 14 days out was crazy.
It was huge. It was on a Friday night. What was the first game on?
We were 4,300. The last game we had 72.
The first game, was it on a Friday night as well?
No, Thursday.
That's probably why.
Well, and then this next game's a Thursday, but as of right now to last Friday's game, the same time out, ticket sales are up 23%.
Good Lord.
So that Friday game was legit. Like I tried to get on. My brother-in-law was like, hey, you want to go get tickets?
Yeah.
And I started Googling tickets and I was like, they're all blue. There's no whites.
Yeah.
Where are we going to sit?
Yeah. They were all the way up in the top real fast.
Yeah.
And after last Friday's game, we started selling lower bowl tickets. Like yesterday, we sold 859 tickets just yesterday.
Wow.
Dude, that makes me happy, dude.
Yeah.
Seriously, because at the beginning of the show, you said that, and I wanted to touch on it, and now I'm doing it. But like Mississippi Gulf Coast down here, like we have the casinos, and that's what most people know us about, and we're proud of that. Joey and I have worked in casinos our whole like early age. That's what brings people here. It's the tourism industry. We love it, dude. The locals that live here understand the outdoors, the heritage that we have, the fishing culture, the outdoor culture. It's hard to get people to come here without the casinos, so it's a good thing. But once they get here, we want them to have multiple things to do.
Right.
And baseball would be a great one, right? And the Shuckers, and we love them. But hockey, if that can do it again and tap into that late 90s
that would be
shit,
awesome.
we're all about it, dude.
Well,
all about it.
Embrace this right away. If we're not hunting or fishing or barbecuing,
exactly,
we better be rooting for some fucking sports.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Like, You know, we only have so much going on. And if we're not doing one of those 3 or 4 things, we're going on vacation.
And dude, there are some fanatical Saints fans down here because it's the biggest team that's the closest to us. We're an hour and 15 minutes away from New Orleans, right? So when we have local teams, again, like the Shuckers and like the Seawolves, like you said, the Surge didn't. There's a reason, like I don't know, like the reason's better, but I'm just saying, like people get connected to some shit and they get attached to it. And if y'all keep doing what you're doing, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the numbers that are already happening. To me, that's the shit. Well, and to hear your passion and being bought into it, dude.
What's the bottom line? How do we get it signed tomorrow, Biloxi Seawolves?
Mississippi
Seawolves. Mississippi Seawolves.
Biloxi, but we understand the technicality.
You know, and we say that. Well, I always, I came down here. I'm like, every team is named after their city,
right?
And everyone's like, you cannot name your team Biloxi. They're like, because you're gonna get fans from Pascagoula.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, that's how we roll down here. You're right.
They're like, everyone needs to take pride in your team name.
That was a good call.
And I was like, oh shit, I didn't really understand that till I got here and realized how big the coast is, how spread out it is, how there's all these different zip codes. I'm like, oh man, like we do have fans from Jackson, and from all the way on the border of Louisiana,
and we're like brothers and cousins. Like we all infight. We made a jab at Ocean Springs earlier, but like we all love each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like in the coast, even to like northern Mississippi, is a different thing. You know what I'm saying?
No, what do you mean? Right away, we were like, all our friends were like, how are you moving to Mississippi? You guys are really moving down there? And we're like, it's beautiful. You have no idea. And then our neighbors are like, yeah, but like here on the coast is different than Mississippi.
Absolutely.
So like, this is the coast. They're like, this is like the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. This isn't typical Mississippi.
Yeah, I lived in Hattiesburg for 3 years while I went to school, and I love it up there. There's some cool stuff in Hattiesburg, but they call us people from the coast trash. It's like a term of endearment, you know. But I'm like, we own it with pride. I'm like, that's right. We're from the south of Mississippi.
If you're north of the interstate, we don't want to talk.
It's a whole different ballgame, man. I mean, it's like
the players that have came down, they're all right away on board. Everyone's like, hey, Joe, you looking for players next year? I'll come here. They see the rink, they see the beach. They're like, what? All these casinos, they're like the crowds.
Have you experienced the Gulf of Mexico yet?
Well, I used to fish on the Gulf with my grandpa. I started going out I think I was 2 or 3. He had a place in Marco Island, Florida, and we, fished the Gulf.
Yeah.
So
I mean, here in Biloxi though.
No. So
Ship Island, Horn Island.
I don't have a friend with a boat yet.
Oh yes, you do. We got 2 friends with a boat.
You have 2
friends with a boat now.
Let's
do it.
I'll go out tomorrow.
Okay. It's a little chilly right now.
I don't care.
You waiting on me? You walking back
in the north? Yeah.
You waiting on me?
Icebergs in the water.
That's true. Also true.
Dude, we take our boats out of the water up north when there's ice.
I'm totally free tomorrow. Totally have a boat.
Yeah. We're gonna change that for you. Now I specifically asked that question. That was a loaded question. We're gonna take you out. We're gonna get you fishing, and we're gonna record that shit too.
Yeah.
So, dude, we've been in this for an hour and 11 minutes, dude. This has been. I'm so glad you were the one who kicked it off here because we set the tempo tonight in the new studio, and I think that's the shit, dude.
Yeah.
I'm super happy about that. Where can we send people? Where can we send the fans of our audience, the fans of hockey? What's the best way, number one, to support you guys? And then where can they go?
Best ways to come out to this last game on the 30th to get tickets. It's Ticketmaster.com and that's going to be Ticketmaster.com and search Biloxi Pro Hockey. And then if you want to go in person, they're closed till Monday morning. So you can't go to the box office till Monday.
What, Christmas?
Yeah, down at the Coast Coliseum. But so come out to this last game. We're hoping that we know by mid-January we have everything signed on the dotted line and we're back official. As we are right now, we're already in heavy negotiation. So to me,
everything feels good right now.
I already know. I know I'm going to have a job next year.
All right.
A few months ago, I didn't know what was going to be in January and February.
Okay.
But we succeeded. We did what we were supposed to do. And even this last game already right now, if ticket sales stop today, we're still good. Like we've hit all our benchmarks.
That's awesome.
I think it's going to be good Thursday night though. That's this Thursday night.
Yeah,
the 30th.
The 30th, right before New Year's Eve.
The last video that I saw of you before Bobby Gilliam, big shout out to Bobby for hooking us up at the district, right?
Man, he should have.
It was so weird because I saw your video and I watched the whole thing, and then Bobby group texted me and Joey and was like, "Why haven't he been on yet?" Blah blah blah.
What was it? The fight?
No, it was you, and that's why I bring it up. you went through is it the locker room?
Oh yeah.
And you walked through the whole thing, and I'd already seen a couple of pictures online because I think Machado and Patano did the design work on that. The firm.
It is beautiful,
dude. It's the shit, and you walk through it all. So can you just give us a little quick tidbit on that? Like if you buy tickets, you can upgrade, or how does that work?
So you want to drink this high end liquor?
Yeah,
you got to go down there.
Okay.
Up top, you got Budweiser, Bud Light,
which
Michelob.
we love.
And then you got your basic well liquors up top. Down low in the locker room, you got all the premium liquors. It's a lounge. It's a hangout.
It looks great. It's decorated amazing.
Yeah. You're going to get premium parking. With your ticket to that, you get free parking, but you also get to park closer to the building. You get your own private entrance to the building. You get to come in early to the building. Then you get to go in that lounge and start drinking early and hanging out, but there's always free food in there. And then you have restrooms that you're not going to ever wait to take a piss.
Right.
And in between periods, you're going to come down, get your beer, go to the bathroom, and be back in your seat before the guy even got 10 steps forward.
So that's the VIP lounge.
Yes. Yep. And is that an upgrade on the ticket when you buy it? You can like click the add-on. How does that work?
So if you were buying online, you would purchase your ticket, and then it's like a separate thing. Maybe you could put them both in your cart together.
Okay.
But we're working on for season tickets for next season. We want to do this, and we want to call it the hat trick. Triple play.
Yep. There it is.
You get your tickets to the games, your season tickets. You get your tickets to the locker room club, and what do you get free with your locker room club ticket? Free parking pass.
Absolutely.
So it's a hat trick.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
3 for 3.
It absolutely
is.
But
the food down there is legit. It's not like appetizers. Like last game, they did a nacho bar where they had the ground beef, all the veggies, everything. So you make your own
Jared
nacho
loves
plate.
nachos.
Yeah, I did.
Right?
I did.
Who doesn't? You gotta be crazy not
to.
But then they had pulled pork sliders, and they had like 1 or 2 other things too. And I'm like, pulled pork sliders, and they're not like, oh, you only get 1 plate.
Right.
No, you have 50 plates.
Eat till you throw up.
Yeah. So to wrap this thing up, man, this has been a great podcast. Joe, we couldn't have kicked it off any better in the new studio. There's absolutely no way, man, with the new glasses, man, and Joe coming in here and talking hockey, and this has been absolutely perfect. With the hockey coming up, dude, we got to keep it rolling. We want everybody to go out and support.
Yes.
But the last thing I will say is, like, if we can get you mentioned the podcast that y'all were trying to do, like, can we get the bench warmer kicked off into that somehow, where we get you guys to come in, whether it's once a week, once a month, after a game? We'll set up all the shit on our end and get some of your heavy hitter guys to come in, and just talk shit. And like keep the fans engaged, like backstage passes to you guys and what you're going through. Is that something we could do?
Oh, absolutely. The stories from the bus trips, like we get on the bus, we have a 20-hour trip. Just the stories off that, are wild.
Yeah.
But I love podcasting. I told you guys I tried to get one going in Michigan, and I love this. And your setup here is top notch.
Yeah, well, we could do this at the Coliseum somehow, way, shape, or form, and make it happen, dude. Yeah. I think it'd be fun.
Are you playing? Are you going to be playing?
Thursday night. Yep.
Are you gonna be playing with Seawolves?
Oh no, yeah. I'm gonna retire with the Seawolves. So
you're gonna
I can't say today how many years I have left in my body, but I'm gonna play until it shuts down. My wife's told many people that I'm gonna play until I die. And we've joked that I'm gonna play until I play 1 year with my son, my oldest son Will.
Well,
so he'll be playing pro hockey in 10 years.
I saw the video. I think it's you and him, and he's a stud. Is that the one you had on the ice?
Yeah.
Where he's going underneath all these obstacles and straight through the cones and all that stuff?
Yeah, that's me and Will. We were on the ice at 6 a.m. up in Michigan. We used to get him on the ice before school.
He's legit.
Yeah, so this weekend I felt bad for the kids from Pensacola. He played with the 8 and under, which is his age group. He played with the 10 and under and 12 and under, and the kid was scoring at least 4 or 5 hat tricks a game.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
like, and like I thought finally with the 12 and under, like maybe they'll lock him down a little bit. I'm like, that kid just stepped it up a notch. He took it from like regular like turtle mode up to rabbit mode.
All our John Deere fans get that reference.
Yeah, he put it right into rabbit mode,
dude.
Wow,
Joe, this tonight has been the shit, man. Thank you for taking your time out of your day to come do this shit. And let's not make this a one-off, dude. We love this.
Yeah, let's keep it going.
It was awesome.
I'll do this every week.
We're gonna set the bench warmer up, man. Kevin and you and me, we're gonna hook this up, man, for sure. Thank you Thanks everybody for watching on the live stream. Look at that. Boom. There he is right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks everybody for watching on the live stream. Thank you on the repeat watchers, and definitely thank you in podcast land. We love you all so much.
And go check the game out the 30th.
The 30th, man. Get your tickets now and support, because that's how we get this shit down here.
Yep. Let's go Seawolves.
Let's go Seawolves.
Let's go Seawolves.